up there on YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking to you about ramming walkers like dreadnoughts, the Defiler, as you can see. Defiler, a couple of dreadnoughts, things like sentinels, the older war walker, duff dreads, killer kens, anything like that, including witch hunters, penitent, engine. Well, basically, when you're ramming walkers, just move me out away for a minute. Right, take the example of these, the Land Raider and Defiler. Now, you work out how strong the hit is going to be by taking 1 point for every 3 inches moved. So in the tank's case, you get a maximum of 4 inches for moving 12 inches, which is the maximum distance. So say you've moved it up like that, 12 inches. And well, the Defiler's got two choices: either to stand and brace itself, or it can do a dash for glory. So first we'll do the stand and brace itself. Right. So like I was saying, it gets a point for every 3 inches it moves, so that's 4 points there. 1 point for being a tank, and 1 point for every point that the armor is over 10. So in the Land Raider's case, 14. So the 12 inches is 4 points. Armor 14, so 4 points because it's 4 over 10, and 1 for being a tank. So strength 9 it against the Chaos Defiler armor of 12. There's a 6, so you've got a 15 hit. That's penetrating it. You roll, and there's a 2, which is of course a crew stunned. Now the other way it could be is if it decides to do a Devil Glory, it's mostly going to use its Dreadnought close combat weapon, as you can see here. So in that case, the Defiler strength is 6, but because it's a Dreadnought close combat weapon, the strength gets doubled up to a maximum of 10. So in this case it will be 10. So 10 strength 10 hit against the front armor that it's automatically. Right. So you roll, and you've got 5 there, so it's a 15. And that means it's managed to land a penetrating hit against Land Raider. Rules to see, there's a 5. That means it is, of course, destroyed and wrecked, which means the Land Raider has stopped just in front of it and has been destroyed. But of course, if it had failed the roll and get a 2, so the strength 10 hit plus the 2, 12, so it couldn't get the hit, it would have been worked out that the tank's ramming hit would have been on back armor of 10. So when you rolled, even a 2 would have caused a penetrating hit, which means you can then roll a 4 against the Defiler on the vehicle damage table, which would of course be damaged immobilized. But if you'd only moved like 8 or say 9 inches, right, you normally, when you destroy it, you can carry on moving. But of course, that's on, according to the rule book, it's only if the other vehicle, or walker in this case, is destroyed and removed from the table. So if it's destroyed and wrecked like we just had, it's still on the table there, so the tank can't carry on forward, so it stops there. And next turn you have to pivot and carry on moving like that. So that's one example. Next one is the Vindicta here, and say it's going to ram an invulnerable dreadnought. Now it moves up the full 12 inches so, and hits. Now of course the vulnerable dreadnought has armour of 12 on the front. The Vindicta scores the strength, let's say 4 for the speed because of 12 inches, 3 for the armour and 1 for being a tank, so an 8 hit roll and a 3. That's the strength 11 hit, so it doesn't penetrate the armour or give you a glancing hit, and that's if it's braced. So if not, and it decides to Duff Glory, strength 10 for the dreadnought close combat weapon. There's the 6, so 12, sorry 16 against the front armour after the Vindicta, and of course that means you roll, and that is racked on a 5 like I just rolled. So on the other end, of course as well, when you've rammed your vulnerable dreadnought like that, and say you've inflicted the damage and you've rolled on the damage table, right, and you've got like a 6, well, because of the rule of vulnerable dreadnoughts, they can ask you to re-roll the damage table, but they have to accept it if it's worth or not. So you re-roll again, and I get another 6, so it's to be destroyed and explode, but you could end up rolling a 1 or 2. Now, there's also a rhino, curse rhino, going to ram the dreadnought. Now, a dreadnought cannot do a Death or Glory or anything when it's the rear armour, so it moves up to full 12 inches, right? And that's 4 for the movement, 1 for the armour because the armour's 11, and 1 for being a tank, so a 6. There I rolled a 1, so it's a 7, so it hasn't done anything to the armour. Now, the thing about ramming is, you get a wound for doing the ramming. So it's your speed, which isn't for a 4 for 12 inches, and that's it because the armour's 10, so nothing over that, and it's not a tank. So there's a 5. 5 and 4 yeah, isn't going to do anything to the front arm because it's 9, sorry, and the front arm is 11. So, but just be wary. Plus, if you've got something like this, an ironclad dreadnought, watch out, because if you run from the side like that, they can pivot on our spot with no legs facing that way, so they can attack it, perform Death or Glory. So the Sonic Drill counts as a dreadnought weapon, so that's a 10. It rolls 6 there, 16, so it's penetrating hit. And that's a 3 I've rolled, but because it's the Sonic Hammer, Seismic Hammer, sorry, not Sonic, right? That adds a +1. So, like I was saying, so all it needs to do to destroy your tank is roll a 4. But like I say, when you've got a rhino, it's worth a go ramming after you've dropped your passengers off, because let's face it, for 35 points it's worth a go. Otherwise you're just going to be driving around with the Stormbolt and this missile launcher if you've put it on. But if you've got a normal Land Raider, Rhino, sorry, it's worth having a go. So tell me what you think, and tell me your experience in that. And don't forget, things open top like the Imperial Guards, Sentinels and that are classed as open tops, and they get +1 on the vehicle damage table. Thanks for listening, hope you enjoy, leave your comments below.